ScarAudio.com. Whether you're tailgating before a game or heading to the playoffs, experience premium sound with ScarAudio.com. Cutting edge speakers, amplifiers, and subwoofers engineered for maximum impact. Elevate your ride today at ScarAudio.com.
Welcome back. 7 to 6 Patrick Morning Show. Yes, we are your home of the Timberwolves. We were expecting big things last night. We did not get them. But Ben tells me it's not over till it's over.
Yeah, that's exactly what I've been saying.
That's what he's been saying since he got here this morning. He's telling us everybody to chill out. And he said Ant took too many threes, and so we were wondering why.
I mean, they're down the floor. The big man, he's not super high up like the last two series. And we didn't really know what to expect. I mean, so came off and was open a bunch of times and took the shots, and I'll make them next time. I live with it.
Yeah. It's kind of his game. You don't want to take his aggressiveness away. Like he's got an instinct and a feel for the game that's making him one of the best in the league right now. So, Ant, you just go do your thing.
Right. It was just an off night. He found other ways to make an impact. He damn near a triple-double. It's just he's a superstar, so we got to hold him to a high standard.
Yeah. Although maybe that's the jumping off point for what I'm about to say. I think this team, obviously, you're one of the Final Four in the league. You got to have high expectations. Like, we have a high standard, high expectations for this team and for the club and for the coaching staff. The things that I'm annoyed with, because even when it happened after Game 7, what I'm about to say, I was like, that's so douchey that they're putting this out there. They're out there on the grind. Game 7, we're still hungry. We're gonna go on. We're working out. I'm like, what are you guys doing? What are you doing? You just won Game 7. We all know that you were locked in. You one of the biggest games in the team's history, and you guys are in the gym doing one-legged lunges and saying we're still hungry. I'm like, dude, how about you rest? How about you get ready for the biggest series in your guys' lives? Like, I'd be better if you guys were like taking pictures and videos and making content at being in the cold tub or napping or in the training room. Right. And then they come out last night and all announcers can like, oh, is Ant hurt or what's going on? Like, they just seem tired and they seem gassed and like, well, no kidding, because all you guys did was pat each other on the back and talk about how you're going to be on the grind and you're back in the lab. And like, that's a bunch of BS, man. That was even at the time, even if we had come out and like been on fire, I still thought that was like really douchey content. And it's like, boy, how much more can we feel ourselves right now? Like, you guys talk about, hey, we play better when we're from behind and we're the underdog and all this other stuff, and they just could not wait to like put themselves out there and just, again, basically flex on themselves. Like, you guys are out there flexing on yourselves after Game 7, and you came out unprepared, and you laid an egg when it comes to the energy in Game 1, in which the crowd's behind you, everybody's behind you, you're finally favored in a series, and then they have that performance.
I am tired.
And this is not the first time this has happened. Like, it happened last series as well. Why? You guys talked about it as well. Why do we sit our two best players for such long stretches?
Made no sense to me. I was screaming at the TV going, this is the fourth quarter of a tight game. One of them's got to be in there.
But we did it the whole last series, too.
I don't understand it either.
There's just been some really head-scratching coaching moments throughout the last two series. That's just kind of, I don't understand why Ant or Kid. In a game like that, like Corey said, one of them has to be on the floor almost at all times. At the end of the game, certainly.
And it kind of drives me crazy from even just from an analyst standpoint, because they'll go on a run and we have your two best players sitting on the bench, and they'll talk about all the adjustments that the Mavs just made to score these points. Like, they didn't make any adjustments. They just have better players on the court right now. And they've got it on the court for a while. And then we let them build up momentum. And then even when the game starts and they go on, like these teams go on runs, call a bleeping timeout. Like, why are you saving timeouts? Like, if you feel like the game is a little out of hand and the guys just aren't in sync right now, that's what they're for. Call a timeout. I don't know. We have bent over backwards for this coaching staff. and we will say, oh my gosh, they're so great here and they're so great here and all these guys are amazing. I'm like, are we not allowed to talk about the critical mistakes that they continually make? They are slow to make adjustments. They almost seem like stubborn to make adjustments. It's like, oh, we're just going to do the same thing over and just hope that our guys are more talented, more skilled, and start knocking down shots. That's like our strategy half the time. And then we sit our two best players on a consistent basis. Like, I don't know, man. Like I'm not losing faith at all, but that was disappointing to see that level of play and that lack of energy in game one of this series.
You know, they always say in the NFL, Ben, that in college, I would even say maybe college football even more, that week 1 to week 2 is the biggest jump, right? Because you kind of get a feel for what's going on, what you have, right. And then big time adjustments are made week 2. I kind of feel like that's what we're going to see tomorrow, because I'm with you. I felt like we just beat the same horse last night for about 48 minutes. I would hope, now that they understand, this is what we're going to do against Ant, right? They're going to defend us this way. They're going to let these guys score. We have this, we have that. I hope that we see changes before game 2, because, man, that was frustrating. They just played the same defense on Luka to the end of the game, and it clearly wasn't working.
But the thing is,
I don't know.
Is who's to say that the Mavs don't make their big adjustments? You know, I mean, we can make big strides from game 1 to game 2, but so can they.
If you got to still play with your piss hot.
If you're them, what do you change? Because a lot of the things they did work. The one thing that, if I'm the Mavs, I go, we just won and we shot absolute ass from 3.
Yeah.
If we do the exact same thing and just make more shots, they haven't figured out how to stop Kyrie. They haven't figured out how to stop Luka.
Everybody be cool.
If these side guys drill some open threes, we're fine. We don't have to change anything. So I would just say it's your move, Minnesota, because I don't think Denver. I don't think Dallas has to change much.
Yeah. I also think, though, when you watch that game, Ben and I walked in right as you started your rant, it's weird to watch Ant, who is, I mean, he's one of the best players in the league. He's a top 15 guy in the league. He basically, Maxim, maybe you can back me up on this if I'm right, he went like 3-point line to 3-point line. When Ant is at his best, he drives at the hoop.
Yeah.
He never did that. Yeah, he just kind of danced around with the ball.
And then he could kick out.
And then he'd pass.
Yeah.
They knew that he wasn't going to drive the lane. You cannot be out. You cannot give up 63 points in the paint when you have Rudy Gobert. Wow. And that's what happened.
Yeah, they just needed to attack the paint a little bit more. 49, making 18 to 49 threes just is not the way. They just kind of got complacent and started jacking up threes. And it's not like they were significantly down. They were leading most of the game. So or it was back and forth. So there was no reason to be jacking up as many threes as they were. I'd like to see them get downhill a little bit more, get into the paint, get some more points up close, and open up that 3-point game. Because, I mean, they were hitting them early. Jaden McDaniels mostly, and a little bit of Kyle Anderson here and there. But I think Adam Cat got in early as well. But it's just it started that shot started to not fall, and they have to adjust. They can't just keep jacking up threes. That Mavericks team, they're too good, they're too smart, and they just. I mean, they outplayed us.
So everything that you just said, wouldn't it make sense after game 1 if we were saying that about Dallas? Like, whoa, well, we couldn't. We had to jack threes because they've got 2 7-footers. And then if you ever want to put Nas on the floor, you could potentially have 3 7-footers on the court. It would be, you could make the argument, that should have been their response, not our response. Yeah. Our response should have been like, we should attack the paint, and whether you're attacking the paint with your 1s and 2s and just kicking out for 3s or kicking out for mid-range, we should be the one being the aggressor in the paint, not them. But that didn't happen last night. How is one of the more obvious things not at least tried in this game? Like, all of us in this room, we're not NBA coaches. And it feels like that seems the most logical strategy to at least try at the start of the game.
They didn't play well. They were really, really tired, and they only lost by 3. That's the bright spot.
Because they got back in the lab.
They got back in the lab. Yeah.
The St. Paul Saints bring you KFAN's news here on the Power Trip. But the news is the Timberwolves lost, and we're figuring it out. So thank you, St. Paul State. Don't forget, you can get tickets to all 75 Saints home games by going to saintsbaseball.com. Don't forget, July 24th is Wednesday at Bernie's with the Power Trip Morning Show featuring Terry Kaiser, who played Bernie in Weekend at Bernie's. More information at saintsbaseball.com. The Saints suspended their game last night. They'll finish it today against Buffalo in Buffalo. We'll let you know when they're back at CHS Field. Corey.
All right, when we come back, we'll do officially some sports. Tommy, can you stick around or you got to go?
What time is it?
It is
7:16.
Oh, boy, I got to get
Gotta go.
Yeah.
No.
All right, we'll see you next
Love you guys.
Thursday.
We're getting it done, Tomers.
You here next
We are
week?
getting that. When is it next week?
No idea.
It would be the 30th.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, you're here.
Seth's birthday is Wednesday.
Is that right?
Yeah.
What is she, 24?
31.
31.
Man.
What a smoke
good.
show for 31.
Looking
Yeah, it's good.
good.
Thank you.
I mean, Rosie thinks she's disgusting because she's like 7 or 8 years older than he likes, but still, whatever.
Yeah, he wouldn't even know.
Tio,
Love you
best,
guys.
dude.
You guys
Bye,
are the
buddy.
best. Love you.
By the way, Rosie owes you what, $25? Hasn't paid you yet? No. Interesting. Sauce goes through Fan 5 after this on The Fan.
Hey, I'm hitting the road this week for the Chart Challenge Punishment. You can keep up with me on our social channels as I make my way from Philadelphia to Los Angeles. For a full list of stops and list of all the great products I'm bringing with me, head over to KFAN.com. Just make the keyword road trip.
Don't care.
That's right. There he goes. And Maxo's leaving us right now to go be on TV. It's all happening,
What
ladies and
station?
gentlemen. Channel 5 this morning.
Going to Channel
KSTP.
5.
Yeah,
Is
man.
that
They're
right?
bringing him
Minnesota
in.
Live.
That's right. Everybody's trying to get a little piece of Maxo.
Mm-hmm.
And there's plenty to go around, but somebody going to need to lock him in.
Well, his co-host on Howlin' with the Homies or whatever the hell they call whatever Wolves After Dark now is,
Yeah.
Wolves Fan Line.
Right.
Parker Fox should be here in a little bit. Parker Fox and Taylor Heisey both coming in about
Yeah.
8. Taylor and PWHL Minnesota battling for the Walter Cup. Game 3 at the X tomorrow. And, of course, Parker's following the Wolves as closely as anybody, so they'll be here about 8.
That's right. And Saucy, when that happens, we'll put you over here. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, go sit in the corner.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Good, good.
Hawk and I are going to have a 7th Avenue pizza soon.
Oh, I can't wait.
I think
I'm starving
Maxo's
for it.
or Zacho's getting it.
Oh, that's good.
Do you think school should bring back the dunce cap?
No.
I think maybe the Power Trip Morning
in
Show
what
shows-
context?
Just not necessarily a kid that's misbehaving. Just if a teacher's like, I think that kid's dumb.
Oh.
I'm going to put that kid in the corner for a little bit and make sure the rest of the class
I
knows
can see
that
the
I
benefit,
think.
yes.
Yeah. See, there's a there's a couple of cons. I'm sure we're going to get emails going, well, what about the emotional or mental health? But think of all the pros. Think of how much fun it is for the teachers who are underpaid.
You're so
and
right,
that
Audrey.
just need a break by laughing at a kid. Paul, your hands up.
I don't think the dunce cap would fit.
100%. I'm
Yeah,
sure they
yeah.
tried to force it on your head, and they were like, we are going to need a much
Yeah.
larger cone.
They cut a globe in half.
Oh,
Yeah.
that still didn't fit.
Nope, didn't fit.
No.
Hey, this is kind of sports, and I know you guys want to talk a lot of sports on it, but I have something I find interesting. Can I ask Ben Leber about it?
Fire away, Daddy.
Do it.
This is from yesterday. The Big Ten Conference and Fox have announced details of the network's Friday night football package for the 2024 season, including Nebraska's home matchup at Memorial Stadium against Illinois. The Huskers game with the Illini will be played Friday, September 20th at 7 p.m. Central, with the game televised to a national audience on Fox. So college football doing what the NFL is doing, just violating every unwritten rule ever written about high school football, about college football, about everything. I hate it, man.
I hate it too.
Can we have any traditions left?
I know.
Please.
Can't we just all get along?
I know. Everybody be cool.
Everybody, look, it's different leagues, different levels, but we're all playing the same sport.
Right. And you got to have one to have the other. Right? You got to let the kids play a little. Give me some Friday Night Lights with high school football.
And I hate it when the MAC conference plays on a Tuesday night, because you know how sacred Tuesday night is for flag football?
Let me tell you about Tuesday flag football. I didn't know
So,
that.
all right.
But yes,
So
I'm with you.
Wednesdays is like elementary school. Thursdays, middle school kids get to play football. Friday,
JV too,
high school.
Yep.
Saturday, collegiate athletes. Sunday and Monday, pros. Tuesday, we all take one day off of football.
How dare you say that?
Just unless you want like preschoolers to play on Tuesday, that might be kind of funny. Paul, your hands up.
What about gambling?
You're right. We probably should have them play on Tuesdays,
Yeah,
the
correct.
preschoolers, because I want to gamble.
Wasn't
No.
that Go ahead, Ben.
No, I was gonna say, no, legitimately, like there's flag football on Tuesday nights, guys.
I did not know that.
Can we bet on it?
Sure, you can bet on anything.
It is true.
Yeah. I forgot what I was going to say. Doesn't matter.
Probably didn't.
No, it did. it doesn't.
Hang on, I got to start building you up. Why am I ripping you? Today's the day. You're my partner.
You guys want some more? You want some more words?
Wait, I'm your
password partner.
Oh.
That's as far as it's going to go.
Whatever.
I think we'd make a great love partnership.
I'm going to agree with him on this one, Corey.
Right,
you
thank
guys
you.
are a cute couple.
I think you guys could
would,
make a
but-
great partnership. I don't know about a love partnership, but I think that you guys could stay in the same dwelling and get along just great.
Yeah, I think you guys would be the odd couple.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think after a while, Sauce is going to get sick of kissing those fishy lips.
Where am I going to find a pillow to fit that head?
Oh, he doesn't need a pillow.
No.
No. He can't sleep on a pillow. No.
Those aren't pillows.
Yeah.
You want to do sports, partner?
Do you want me to?
Juice is loose.
I forgot what I was going to. Oh yeah, aren't
I'm serious.
You found
about
it in
by the way.
there?
I'm pissed that there's Friday night college football.
I
don't
remembered
want
it.
It's time for Fan 5 on the Power Trip, presented by All Around Property Preservation.
All around.
Hello.
because the Chiefs are playing on Christmas Day, which is a Wednesday? Aren't they playing on every day but Tuesday?
I think that's correct.
I think that's
because
correct.
Of,
yeah.
flag football.
Yeah, because of what?
Yeah, they don't want to overlap.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
Ant gets it.
Do you think Butker will play in that game? Or do you think he'll take the day off?
Ooh, what can I say here? Never mind.
You say whatever you want.
Who cares?
Yeah, say whatever you want. Say whatever you want.
Say whatever you want.
Seems
You
like a
can
nice
say anything
guy.
once.
Yeah, you almost got me
He
to
does
say.
seem like a nice guy.
You almost got me to say the one thing.
What thing? Oh, the C word?
The password. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's one of them he whispered
Yeah.
to me.
Go ahead.
The Wolves lost 108-105 to the Mavs to lose
How
game
about
one
them Wolves?
of the Western Conference Finals. Luka had 33, Kyrie had 30. According to ESPN stats, they've become the first duo in NBA history to each score 30 points in a series opener twice.
Interesting.
During the same playoff run.
Interesting.
Jaden, who was great, had 24 for the Wolves.
Wow.
The Mavs had 62 points in the paint. The Wolves shot 49 threes.
Wow.
But can we back up for a second, though?
49?
Just like Kyrie dominated the first half, Luka kind of took over the second half. Jaden had 19 of his 24 in the first half.
correct.
So
Then
he disappeared in the second
Yes, he
half.
did.
Kyle had basically maybe all of his points that he had, or close, in the first half. He didn't do anything in the second half. I don't think they gave him a lot of minutes in the second half. That kind of confused me. So the two things that were working for us in the first half went away in the second. And then the guys that needed to pick it up because they got off to slow starts, like Ant, didn't get it going. All
And
of
you
us
just thought
waited
he
for Ant
would.
to right.
Correct.
Because look, Ant didn't have a great game 7 even against Denver, at least not in terms of scoring, but he still made a couple of really big shots when they mattered, and we just kept waiting for those. There were a couple. He had a couple of big shots, a couple of big threes. And when Cat hit that giant three to put us up after the Mavs went on that giant run, and then we went on a 13-1 run, and Cat put us up, 99-98?
Yeah.
Place absolutely exploded.
I agree.
All
Thanks,
of us
Tom
exhaled and said, all right, Jesus, we just let Luka run wild there for a second, but we got the lead back. There's 3.5 minutes to go. We're going to hold on. And hits another three to make it 102-98. And then we win 3 minutes and 27 seconds without scoring.
Yeah, which is hideous.
Ben, I gave away all my good basketball takes before you got here, and there's
Yeah.
only 2. I'm going to give them to you again like I never used them, okay?
Yeah, please do, because I don't have any more takes either.
Luka
So.
looks like he can't dribble the ball, and he's always going to lose it, but he's still great. And Kyrie Irving's pretty good at basketball, and I like him.
And
I do
Hawk-
too.
Hawk thought he was a rookie.
I didn't know I don't know who he is, but
Yeah.
he's like I like him on and off the court. I thought he was super cool, even with the train wreck that was TNT after the game.
Right?
Terrible. It's just unbelievable. He's sitting there being wasted. Like, why are you even here? They're arguing with each other about things I don't understand.
I don't understand.
Everybody talking over each other?
This is the second time I've
Yeah.
criticized and ridiculed this show, and everybody loves this show, and I get it. It's got its moments, but God, GD, are they bad at interviews? And they just
not
it's like
their
they have
strength.
they have no flow. They don't know who's supposed to talk next. They don't listen to each other. They don't listen to the guy actually answering the questions, because 3 different times they basically asked the same question in a different way. And then I just turned, maybe it was more, because I just turned it. I'm like, I can't watch this. This is awful.
Here's the interesting thing about it to me, guys, is that everybody talks at the same time, and then nobody talks.
Right.
Do you ever notice that? Like, they'll be like, blah, 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 and then it goes to the dude, and he's like waiting on somebody to help him out answer his question. I don't know what's going on. It's like nobody's in charge. Anyway.
I know. I cannot figure out how that show is so popular and people just sit on the edge of their seat waiting to see what the next crazy thing is going to happen. And I'm like, all the actual basketball stuff is terrible. Their banter, their personal banter, funny. But what they're actually paid to do, they're bad at. I'm like, I don't understand.
That is definitely going to be a KFAN liner within the next 5 hours, right?
No doubt about
the
it.
Power Trip Morning Show. But what they're actually paid to do,
I'm
they're
already
bad at.
starting on it.
Yeah.
Good.
On the fan.
So those are my basketball takes.
I'm with you on the Kyrie thing. Outside the flat Earth stuff, I don't.
Is he one of those?
Yeah, he was a flat Earther.
You know what? I like him enough to agree.
And he even did the whole do your own research. You'd be surprised. He kind of dropped that on us too. Like maybe you guys haven't looked up enough stuff yet.
Maybe he was goofing on us.
Yeah, no,
Maybe he was new boot goofing.
The thing is that he's such a smart guy. I think a lot of people early on were like, this is a bit, right? He's not actually serious. And then he was serious. And it was like, oh, boy.
Well, you'd never know by looking at him last night talking. And
I know.
He was so cool.
I know. I like him. Overall, I'm 95% Kyrie. I just can't get over that 5% of like his
stupidity.
Maybe I need to do my own research.
Yeah, do your own research.
I'm gonna do
That's
that
what people
now.
say, and then you can just say whatever you want. You just say you did your own research.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Corey. I just did my own research.
Easy there, Corey. Easy there, Corey.
I just finished my research.
Easy.
I just finished. He's wrong.
On what? On flat Earth?
The world's definitely round. I did some research though. I just did it just now.
I actually do love watching flat earther videos because more than half the time they actually prove that the Earth isn't flat.
Without knowing it?
Yeah, without knowing it.
Yeah.
They'll like have all these scientific, like if you do this and you do this, and it's like you just proving that the Earth is round.
Yeah, I've seen that where this guy. Yeah,
there's a lot. Yeah.
The famous one that floats around the internet is this guy says he has all this research. He's super convinced, and he sets up these like two different, some kind of light bit, and then in the second he sets them up, he realizes
he's like, wait, it's not working.
Yes,
it's not working.
correct.
Like,
yeah, it's so good.
It's
work.
so
good.
Makes me laugh. While we're talking about TNT and stuff like that, I just was reading now that TNT they're going to lose NBA, but they're picking up college football playoff.
Yeah, they're going to get a sub license right from ESPN to get some playoff
How
stuff.
about that?
Yeah. The Twins won 3-2 over the Nationals. They have now won 2 straight. They are off today. Then they start a series with the Rangers tomorrow at Target Field. The game has been moved to 6 because of the Wolves game tomorrow, which is at 7:30. And that is Twins News brought to you by Quantum Fiber. Is Zacho over there? Zacho, can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, sir.
I know you're at the Wolves game, but the Panthers rolled past the Rangers 3-0 to take a 1-0 series lead in the East Final. Game 2 is tomorrow in New York.
Yeah, this is easy. As you said, I was at the Wolves game, so I didn't really see much. Just saw some of the highlights, but this is it went exactly how Parrish described it, how most of the hockey world described it. I mean, Sergei Bobrovsky is an incredible goaltender, and just completely shut out one of the best teams in hockey last night. So the Rangers are in trouble because they have to figure out a way to crack Bob, and it's not going well, at least through game 1.
Game 1 of the West Final is tonight at 7:30 between the Stars and Oilers. The Dallas Stars are the host team, and Dallas is minus 130.
By the way, it didn't help last night that the Rangers had an own goal. That was a devastating goal. I think the second goal was the one where they hit it in themselves. That's not going to help.
No, you want to put it in the other goal.
Yeah, you want to. I don't know. It's like I feel like Chris analyzing Kyrie Irving is the same way as me analyzing the Rangers and Panthers. I don't know what they did wrong, but I think they want the puck in the other goal. Well said, Zach.
See, I feel like I'm way more detailed than that.
Yeah.
What did you say? He's good at basketball, and I like him.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that is what he said.
They need to put the puck in the other net, and I like them.
Yeah, that's
okay, good.
That's if if Channel 5 down at Target Center interviewing people pregame, right? Walking into Target Center, it's like, oh, look at this cute little 5-year-old. Is this your first Wolves playoff game? Yes, it is. What do you like about Anthony Edwards? He's good at basketball, and I like him.
Yes,
thanks,
correct.
buddy. Have fun in the game.
Buddy.
I like the team colors.
Apparently.
Yeah, correct.
Exactly. You're that guy.
I am.
Sauce, anything else of note?
Well, yeah, the game tonight, Stars hosting the Oilers, Zacho.
Yeah, it's a fun series because Dallas is, I think, the more talented team, but Edmonton's the more hungry one. They said at the beginning of the season, cup or bust, and that's what they're gonna take that mentality into this series. They're gonna do everything they can. Connor McDavid is losing patience up there, so It should be a fun series, and have fun and screw Dallas.
What if he loses so much patience, then the Wild get all this cap space, and we give Connor McDavid $1 billion a year, and he comes to Minnesota?
That'd be sweet.
Boom.
Be
I just
awesome.
fixed it.
Yeah, that'd be helpful.
Chris, your hands up.
What's this is completely aside. What was the nurse who it doesn't matter.
Nurse Ratchet.
Yeah, that's it. She lost more patience than Nurse Ratchet. Anyway,
Oh, brilliant.
hey, thank you for that courtesy laugh.
That's funny.
Hey, Ben, check this out, Ben.
Yeah.
Ben, check this out.
Yeah.
Armin Keteyin, is that how you say his name?
Ketamine?
Yeah, Keteyin. Anyway, author. They're putting out a book. It's coming out real quick, like next week.
Okay.
About Jim Harbaugh's last days at Michigan, which, I mean, that's a pretty quick turnaround. I wish I remember how to say the guy's name. He's a great author. He's put out a lot of sports books that are real deep. This should be very cool because the book is called The Price, What It Takes to Win in College Football's Era of Chaos. And it breaks down everything that was going wrong in Michigan, at Michigan, the entire season, and how they still won a national championship, but all the controversy and all the dirt on what was actually happening at Michigan as Harbaugh was finding his exit while winning a national championship.
Wait. So this is like he had authorization to have like inside information.
Yeah.
Like did the program and Harbaugh knew that this guy was writing this book?
Yeah.
And they let him have this information?
Absolutely. Yeah, it looks like the book details the strained relationship between Harbaugh and the athletic director, who Harbaugh believed was no longer an advocate in his corner. It talks about it looks at the inner circle and the advice they were giving Harbaugh about staying or leaving. This could be a lot of fun.
Do they talk about the Connor Stallions kid?
I don't know.
He was the one that was like spying on all the teams. And all that stuff.
Oh, is that right?
That was probably the biggest public controversy.
Right.
Yeah.
The book comes out August 27th, right as college football begins. But this is a quick turnaround and could be a very explosive kind of, he left college football right when he had to. You know what I mean? So maybe he didn't hold anything back. Maybe we'll know a lot about what went on.
Well, I mean, this probably goes all the way back to the Vikings courting him.
Yeah.
It was long rumored that he was. I heard. I'm sure you guys heard the same things. Like he basically packed his bags and was like, "I'm leaving for the NFL, and it's probably going to be the Minnesota Vikings." And he basically had a bunch of soft goodbyes, like, "I'm going to go interview, and I'm probably going to get this job, and this is going to be it." And then he ended up leveraging it for, I think, another little bump in his contract when he didn't get the job. But I think that may have been the start of everything going downhill, because he's always sort of looking to get back into the NFL and looking for a better opportunity. And if I'm the AD, I'm like, dude, I got to have more job security than this. Like, you can't. And thankfully for him, he won a national championship, but I'm sure it was not a smooth relationship.
I also heard that they had the Harbaugh jersey for the press conference printed, is what I've heard. That's how close he thought it was.
The Vikings did?
Yeah. Something happened. Something happened. I mean, he was, as you said, he was letting some of his coaches seek other jobs. That's how, it got
now
so
we have
weird.
Kevin O'Connell, and we took his quarterback anyway. We have J.J. McCarthy, and he doesn't.
Point.
Yeah.
Advantage us, I think.
I do, and I am curious, and we could never play this out because it's completely hypothetical. How would Harbaugh treat Kirk Cousins? Would he be a Cousins guy, or be like, yeah, he's out?
Huh.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Right.
We'll never know.
More of the Power Trip Morning Show with Ben Leber after this on The Fan.
The Fan. Wolves.
Hey, get your Hootie Who shirts right now. KFAN.com/store. They're available right now. KFAN.com/store. And, you can get them by the weekend and root on your Wolves with the Hootie. Ooh, I can't even do it. I miss that.
That's right.
Who knew?
Thank you, Zacho. Yeah, get your Hootie Who t-shirt. Hey, Corey.
Yes, sir.
I have a sound bite from Harrison Smith regarding the Vikings. I'm going to play that in.
It's time for Vikings news on the Power Trip, presented by
Your Truck Accessories Pro.
Ben?
Yeah.
At the end of last year, you and I basically were handing roses to Harrison and telling him goodbye as we got on the bus after the final game. We thought it was over, didn't we?
Yeah, we thought it was. Yeah,
We thought he called it a
I
career.
think everybody thought it was over. He was going to like maybe play another year or two someplace else, but his time with the Vikings was over. That's what we all thought.
So yesterday, they asked him, why'd you stay? And he said,
I don't know if there's necessarily a main reason, like by itself. I think it's a lot of factors. number one thing is continuing to try to win here, and that's why I play the game. I love to compete. I know people outside of here aren't expecting as much out of us as we do of ourselves, but I think we have the makings of some good things here, and continuing to be a part of that.
What was the cornerback's name who stayed a long time, really played for a long time in the NFL? We just had him not long ago.
Patrick Peterson?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it a possibility, Ben, in your mind, or am I creating this, that the coaches went to Harrison and said, you know what, not only can you still play, we could really use you as a coach on the field as well?
Sure. Yeah. I think that's definitely part of it. I mean, it's the same reason why we brought in Terrence Newman at sort of the twilight of his career. It's like, okay, well, let's have a mentor out there. Let's show a guy how the young guys how to be a pro on and off the field. There definitely is part of that. I am curious to know if he's going to have some of his workload cut down a little bit. Is he going to be still a 90% of total snaps type of guy, or are they going to like pull him back a little bit and just, all right, you can be more first and second down guy, you can be our disguiser, our blitzer, or whatever. Because I don't think that you're going to get his best if he continues to carry the snaps that he has throughout his whole career. Because it definitely seemed like he was, maybe slowing down towards the end of the season. So I don't know. I mean, we've got this 3 safety look, and we still are waiting to see if Lewis Cine can be anything other than just a guy in sweatpants on the sidelines. So
does he even make the team this year?
Well, I mean, I'm still going to go with the take that I had at the end of the season. I don't see him making this roster, but I think that I could see him being a training camp cut at the end of the season or at the end of training camp. As things are right now, I don't. Maybe he like takes a huge gigantic leap. But he's really got to prove that he can not only do it, but also be trustworthy throughout the whole season, that he's going to be mentally in it and have that fire and have that chip on his shoulder. So I don't know. I personally have yet to see it, but maybe they're doing some really cool stuff behind the scenes, and he's doing some great stuff in practice early in the OTAs right now. I don't know.
Right on.
Excellent. Thank you, Ben.
Yeah, well said.
Yeah, thank you. Well said.
Yeah.
Well done.
Way to talk in the right order.
Yeah, man.
The right words.
Uh-oh.
I just drafted you as number 1 for Vikings News.
Oh, my gosh. Wow, thank you.
That's very kind of you.
With the second pick in the 2024 not initials. Back it up. Start it over.
Oh, sorry, hold on.
Better news.
With the second pick in the 2024 program password invitational, Corey Cove has changed his mind and wants to play with anybody else.
Oh,
why?
I'm getting nervous, man. I'm getting nervous.
A, you don't have to be.
Hi, meat.
Please tell me there's a B to this.
B,
Hi,
Nona was
please
up
tell me
all
there's a
night
B.
drinking.
What?
That is okay, that's true. He was drinking.
He was drinking energy drinks because he's so pumped up.
But I mean, hasn't he technically done that every night before every game he's ever played of password?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know if that's different.
Who was our other option to play? Greg and Charge?
Well, we'll beat them in round 2 as well.
Yeah, but wasn't that our other option?
Wait, are you talking trash or are you not? I don't know.
Both.
Yeah, are
I'm
you
just
confident or
asking.
not confident about this round? I can't tell.
No, I think we're going to win the whole tournament. I'm just nervous that Sauce is going to stop us from doing that.
No, I'm telling you. We will be fine because even if I throw it way outside, you are good enough to catch it.
Here's what I didn't realize,
and
Corey.
figure
He's
it out.
telling you. I didn't know that was.
I didn't feel good about it until he told
He
me.
said now he's telling you.
I'm saying.
You're just saying.
I'm saying.
You're just
I know
saying.
You're saying
That when I shoot
saying.
the password to you,
Mm-hmm.
you have a wide hoop. Right?
Corey,
Because
you have the widest hoop of
you have
anybody
a
I
wide
know.
hoop.
You need to get that looked at really.
Because
I get a few
There's a
stitches in there.
lack of control.
It may be
Okay,
off.
let's look. Ant got tired last
Yeah.
night. It was one of the reasons we lost game
Yeah.
1 against the Mavs. He got tired. We both have been up for already 4 hours. Are you going home and going to get some rest before this big game?
Well, I have a playoff game.
Or are you
and
going to, like Ben
MLB The
said,
Show.
Oh my God! Today's the playoffs. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
MLB The Show can be after password.
No.
Look,
It's
this
a scheduled start.
This is like Ben was saying when the Wolves won Game 7. They were exercising in the locker room. What are you doing,
He's stretched.
Paul?
But
We're going to leave it 9:01 because why not?
But I'm
going to do
gonna
that anyway.
get yelled at. You don't get yelled at.
Oh, I get texts from Abbott going like, "Where are you?"
If we're not here.
Exactly.
Yeah,
you just leave them when they text you. How come you left at 9:01? You just ignore it and then go back to work the next day.
Corey, I'm sorry, that's not a pro move. The pro move is say client meeting.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
That's all you say.
Yeah.
So, Sauce, you and I have a client meeting today at 9:01.
Right.
Where at?
Our
It doesn't
homes.
matter.
Mine's with sleep number.
It does. You
Get
don't.
it?
You can
Sure.
make
Yeah, you
something
can
up.
just say, yeah.
Just make something up. They don't know.
And
Well,
then
mine's with sleep
and then
number.
we'll be back here at like 12:30, well rested, and we don't have to have any excuses like Ant did.
And they say, "How'd the client meeting go?" And you say, "Guess."
Yeah. And then, yeah.
Sorry, no new
sorry, man.
non-traditional revenue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
You guys see that's
Go
how
home
you
and
do
nap
it.
at 9:01. No MLB the show. I'm not going to watch the 2023 World Series of Poker final table main events
Oh, okay.
for the third time.
Okay.
I'll put that off until tonight.
Okay.
You've watched it 3 times?
This is the third time through, yeah.
You've got a problem.
He's got a lot of problems. You know who had problems last night? Rudy Gobert. What went wrong, Rudy?
Our execution a little bit offensively, turnovers and sloppy plays, and defensively, I think I thought we did a pretty good job. You know, we let them get behind us a few times, especially in the first half, in transition. And then I got to do a better job, on the rebounds. I can't let these guys just get some defensive rebounds. So I'll be better next game.
It's the truth, and I'm sorry, by the way, he had his Rain app on during that interview when he uses it to go CP time.
Before Ben goes, the best part about watching Ben do radio is how he gears back. He's about to blitz.
Yeah,
he gears back.
Yeah, like a cartoon character about to run.
Correct. Well said.
Yeah.
Yes.
I because my first thought when you brought up Rudy Gobert was like, I have this thought of like what I want to say, and then I didn't hear that soundbite, so I hear it for the first time, and he acknowledges exactly what I noticed during the game, and which everybody else noticed. It's not like it's a nuanced thing. Like, does he have hot dog fingers? Can he not get a rebound? Yeah. What is happening?
He does struggle to catch.
What I don't understand it. Like what.
Not just on the rebounds, Ben. It's one of the
lob
reasons
passes.
I just don't like when they pass it to him when he's more than 3 feet away from the basket. He fumbles it all the time. I think Marnie said it the best a couple days ago. This might have been off air. I'm probably throwing her under the bus.
Say it.
But she said something. I think this is super fair criticism, though. I think Rudy is so confident that he's pretty athletic for a 7-footer, right?
Yeah, obviously.
Lean dude. I think he forgets he's not Anthony Edwards. I think he's just so confident in his abilities that he forgets what he can and cannot do. So he tries these spin moves and these running layups. It's like, buddy, if you're more than a couple of feet away from the hoop,
pass.
You're not really capable of doing what you think you're capable of doing. That's why all of us gasped and then couldn't believe it when he hit that turnaround jumper in Game 7.
Yes, correct.
Because you say that, but that was one of the moments in Game 7.
That was the moment, but that was like a 3% chance of occurring. Like, legitimately. Again, I think if Rudy does that turnaround jumper that he did in Game 7 by himself in the gym, I bet he makes 20 out of 100. Now you factor in the shot clock and that Joker had a hand right in his face, that's like a 3 or 4% chance of going in. And he nailed it.
I know.
He got lucky.
Yes.
I think that you guys are probably correct that he's an NBA player, a defensive player of the year. He's a very talented, athletic guy. I'm sure there are things that he works on in practice. And like, hey, this works. Like this little spin move works. This little juke here, this little sidestep here, all that stuff works in practice. I'm asking him to catch the ball.
Yeah.
I'm not asking him to do something like super crazy, like an up and under and whatever. Like, just catch the ball give yourself a chance to have a chance.
Yep.
Like, I don't get it.
And, the big criticism about last night is how many points in the paint the Mavericks had, and it was a ton. If you look at Rudy's stat line and say 12 points, 7 boards, okay, that's not a great line, but still, if you knew that Kyrie and Luka each scored 30+, but most of it was on the perimeter, that Rudy did his job, and there wasn't a lot of action on the inside, they beat us from the outside. Rudy, theoretically, just like a shutdown corner when they throw it to the other side of the field, you could say Rudy did his job. They don't want to go anywhere near the paint because Rudy's there. That wasn't the case at all. They scored a ton of points with a super high shooting percentage in the paint, whether he was on the floor or not. He was a +10, which makes no sense because it felt like when he was on the court, we were getting destroyed. He was a +10. That was the best plus-minus of the night for the Wolves.
It didn't seem like that.
It did not feel like that at all.
We've all seen that gif of that little kid trying to catch that red ball where they just close their hands together. That's what it looks like when he gets a rebound. You don't understand it. He's the tallest guy out there, and there were moments where they were losing offensive rebounds, and you could see Micah Nori turn and go, Rudy, you're in. And then Rudy'd get in, and it was the same thing. He would have his back to the basket, looking up at the basket, and the ball would go like an inch behind him, and he'd lose the rebound. It was so bad.
I'm so baffled how a guy can be so tall, so athletic, be able to move his feet the way he can, to have the explosiveness they have. Because you can't be that good of a defender and not have a quick twitch to you. But yet, he's like the opposite of what Dennis Rodman was. Like, Rodman would at least like tip the ball to a space where he could athletically go and get the rebound and create, in those situations. And he's taller than a guy like Rodman.
That's a huge bitch.
He can't catch the ball.
No.
I'm like, you're higher than everybody else.
Yep.
You're the first person to get both hands on the ball, and it goes through your slippery hot dog fingers.
I once made the preposterous statement tournament by saying that if Nikola Pekovic could just catch the ball in transition, he'd be virtually unstoppable.
You did.
I feel like I should say the same thing about Rudy. If you could just catch it, you'd have 20 rebounds a game and probably have 30 points. Just catch the ball.
I know we got to go to break.
Very correct.
But there are multiple times where you see Rudy throw the Moss hand up, and they don't throw it
because they know he's not going to catch it.
They don't throw it.
I don't want a turnover right now.
Open.
Yeah.
But again, he played bad. Cat wasn't very good. Ant was bad. Conley was bad. We had most of our stars struggle in game one.
And we lost.
And we had him on the ropes almost the entire game, blew it late. Right? Almost. So that's the optimism, is we can't play much worse than that. We only lost by 3. The 8 o'clock hour of the Power Trip Morning Show. Taylor Heisey and Parker Fox should be here in a second. We'll do Fan 5. We'll do headlines. More of the Power Trip Morning Show after this on The Fan.